started.
Okay, Pessi from Malta. Let's try e4. E4, G6. I really have no idea what's up with that. We can transpose into a modern or King's Indian defense by just putting all these pawns up. And if he plays knight f6, I play knight c3, and that's a King's Indian. Still could be a King's Indian. Yeah, this is a King's Indian. Unusual move order. You don't usually get them out of a king's pawn opening like e4, but can happen, I guess. So we'll see what line. The immediate e4 there is the main line. e5 rather. This is c5, okay. Well, with c5 he's undermining here already, but he's taken away a good square for his knight. A lot of times c5, the knight wants to sit on c5 and attack the e4 pawn. So let's just castle, and then I'm going to harass that bishop with the move h3. The bishop cannot go back because it will get trapped. In fact, the bishop is trapped already, so really his only option is to take the knight, which he does. And he gets a good square for his knight, and I've weakened my king side a bit. So, but on the other hand, I have the bishop pair and a little more space. So I'm okay with this position for white. The bishop needs to defend c4, and also I didn't want to give up that bishop for a knight. And I may even play f4. Maybe I can beat black to the punch, start expanding on the king side first. Because the way this is set up, unlike typical King's Indians with e4, with e5 rather, when the move c5, black is going to expand on the queen side, and white can play on the king side. So I play f4. Where is that knight going? Here, 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 here are all out. Here, 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 and here. So that's out, that's out, that's out. So it leaves only knight d7. So f4, knight d7, maybe bishop e3. Question is, do I want to develop my bishop before playing f4? Maybe bishop to g4 followed by f4. He can take first, and maybe that's good. But I can still play this move f4. His knight still has nowhere to go except d2. But it does lock in my bishop here on g5. But I want to chase that knight away and maybe play my knight to my bishop to d3 here. Is that a square for it? Bishop d3 with the idea of playing the move f5 and trying to weaken his kingside pawns. And maybe queen f3. Need to get over to the H file somehow. Okay, that's attacking on b2. So let's defend b2. Also create a path for the rooks to come over. Okay, what other ideas does black have here? This knight is not yet coming to e4 because knight takes. Rook takes, bishop takes. It's still defended. Can't come here. The knight could go to h5 now, threatening f4 perhaps. Well, putting pressure on f4, as I say, and threatening to come into g3. Okay, but he didn't do that. Just pushed ahead with the a pawn. That opens up the square b4 for my knight at some time. This pawn might be undefended, but I want to do what I was saying earlier, loosen up the king position by pushing on with f5. And if I take here, I'm threatening to, no, I'm not threatening to win his knight because the knight is defended by two pieces, the knight and the bishop. So this is interesting. If knight to e4, say I take, and he ignores that and plays knight to e4. I play knight takes. It defends my queen, because otherwise this knight is pinned. Queen takes, knight takes, and I win a piece. Or knight here and knight takes, and then the queen could grab on b2. But I'm still a piece up, just trade. So I believe it is safe for me to go ahead and play fg. Okay, so he took. So can I put more pressure on his position here? Let's unpin the queen, get the queen over to f2. Again, knight here, and I will play knight takes. I want to bring my rook over to e1. But maybe just queen h4 is good. Then I would be threatening, right? Because the queen here, bishop takes, rook takes, knight takes, queen takes. It's two pieces for the rook, basically. Of course, the knight can move. He could just play knight h5, which is probably a decent move for the knight anyway. Queen here, knight h5, queen back. Because I'm threatening on a f7 then. Let's see if I exchange first. Queen here, knight h4. That's what I can play. I can play. No, I can't play the bishop there. Bishop there, knight takes. Oh, I could play knight h5. I could play g4, hitting the knight, and driving it to a worse square. Yeah, so I gave up a piece there, huh? I mean a pawn, not a piece. A pawn. And my knight is hanging. So bishop takes, rook takes, knight takes, queen takes, and then Yeah, I have to do something about the knight. That's what it is. I can take advantage of this b5 square, hitting d6. That's the way to play it. This bishop is loose now. He might go after the bishop. But I could defend the bishop with a move like rook d1. And consider taking the knight again. Oh, well, that's exciting. He took my bishop, huh? Okay, that's an exchange sacrifice. I must accept. And then he attacks my knight. He attacks my bishop with his knight. But he did not... It's not a double attack or anything. I can just defend the bishop or move it. So I was planning to play rook to d1 so that I could have the threat once again of taking the knight here. And so that knight knight e4 is not possible. Didn't think that was so great. He can grab some pawns here, but I can double my rooks quickly on the f file. Now he hits my queen, right? And this square. So if I go here, covering f2 and g3, hitting the knight, and threatening d6. So what's he got? He's got various queen bishop moves. The bishop to d4 is something I haven't really been paying much attention to, but the knight on b5 is covering that square, which is very convenient. Oh, I'm also threatening on f2. So I mean f7. So he should play f5 here, defend the knight, and cover f7 that way. And then I might play g4, I don't know. Don't know exactly what I should play there. So what's the situation? Okay, he's defending, but he forgot to defend his knight, right? I think he forgot to defend his knight. So I was up the exchange, now I'm up a rook for a pawn. Should be a winning advantage unless there is a tactic here that I missed. Entirely possible it is that I should miss a tactic. But yeah, this bishop is a good defender with the dark squares. I want to get to the square e7 here, so that I can get 3 pieces. Oh, this is dangerous. So if I move the queen out of the way, he can actually sack the rook here, because if I take, queen here is checkmate. He can't, because I can take with the rook. But if I play this check first, isn't this even stronger?
Check.
Where's the king going? The king has that square.
Check. Checkmate.
Yeah, that was stronger. Okay, well, that was a nice little game. My opponent blundered there, but there were some good moments. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to do a postmortem as usual. See you guys later. Bye.